Everything's gotta be my way. I'm deep.
It does.
It
does. You want to be a part of the mine campaign?
Big mistake.
Big mistake, bitch. Do you want to have fun?
Big mistake.
Listen, asshole. This isn't a game.
Get the fuck out of
This is
here.
real life.
Bitch. Hello and welcome to Paradise Lost.
Wow.
The show where my friends and I play Dungeons and Dragons.
Is this it?
Yeah.
Yeah, this is it.
This is it.
We're doing
My
it.
name is Kiana and I play Nereza for the Barovia campaign.
Powerful.
Wow. Today we are continuing our Paradise Lost recap series called Little Slice of Paradise.
Wow. Okay.
Wow.
I'm gonna be auditioning
character.
for like
You sound like Maya Rudolph.
K Jazz, Smooth Jazz, the what is it? The radio
KJZZ.
station? Yeah, KJZZ.
Perfect.
Smooth.
And today we are looking at episode 20, The Marching Horde. Bum, bum, bum. Without further ado, our heroes awake together
Together.
Together.
in Casimir's hovel and prepare for the next leg of their adventure. As they were getting ready to leave, they found out that the Vistani camp was still somewhat tense over last night's events. You know, the murder.
Correct.
Understandable.
Nereza went to speak with Aragod to see how things were progressing and if he was ready to go. But because nobody in this godforsaken group has any foresight, he expressed concern about leaving after traumatic events happening within the camp.
And?
That's his fault. That's his problem.
The events being Luvash's daughter disappearing, as well as the murder of Alexei now, which we obviously have no clue what happened there.
Yeah.
But rest in
What
peace.
happened? Though he still planned to begrudgingly join the group. We'll change that.
He was always grudging against us.
He was. He always
a
was.
little, and then he wasn't, and then
Asshole.
he really was.
Real big asshole.
He stated he could not go in good conscience immediately. Rather, he would need to stay to lead the camp and make sure the Vistani would be okay. I tried to tell him that they would be okay because the people responsible
We're leaving.
We're taking off right now.
I promise. There won't be any more murder. I
it
promise.
would be
Cross my
fine.
heart.
Trust me on this.
But he's stubborn, so the two agreed that Aragorn would meet them on, meet the party on horseback in 3 days, which really caused a lot of stress for me because I was like, how would he know where we are? That took, yeah.
He's just gonna follow the road in 3 days' time.
Of
and
course.
just catch up.
Yeah. He's on a horse. We don't have horses.
You guys told him where you're going. It's
Yeah.
gonna be fine.
Also, David kindly left out, but
What that
Nereza was hella in love. Like,
I just didn't. I didn't know if it was
Already?
immediately.
smitten. I was interested immediately.
Okay, you were interested.
When are you
Yeah,
not?
yeah.
That's a
yeah.
good
What, how
point.
many
Yeah,
times do you want us to write this in the script?
Yeah, she's interested in
Nereza
everyone.
immediately started flirting
No,
with the NPC
listen,
as soon as they
have
came
not-
up.
Have not flirted with the Wolfsteak family, the Mordecai's. Did
Well,
not.
they're married.
Well,
Just because
remember
there's
that
a
huge
goalie don't mean
conversation
you
about
can't
the-
score.
No one's with you.
No one's with you.
No, I'm not with me. I'm not with me on that one. No, that's not.
That's 0 for 0 attendance right there.
Yeah, good job.
Yeah,
Who's with me? No one.
No, not even me.
Infidelity.
Yeah, I feel
yeah.
that.
No, we can't be doing that. Anyway,
But really though, yeah.
no, but since he was
But
coming
really,
on the trip, I really thought I could capitalize on this.
Well, you,
Yeah.
you
Perfect timing.
I did.
You
I
had
really
a lot
feel
of
like
time
I
with
have.
them.
Yeah. I feel like I have a good chance.
Yeah.
Beginning their trek on the old Schwelich Road, a figure off to the side of the road approached the group. A tall, armored figure with. I wasn't into him. Golden luminescent skin, somewhat angelic characteristics of another Asimar figure.
In the beard of a Greek
Wow.
giant.
That's true. Giant, not God.
Nope.
Giant. Okay. He introduced himself as Michael and is not originally from Barovia. Rather, he is from a town in eastern Rauda known as Judlock. Is that how you say that?
Deadlock.
Judlock.
Deadlock.
Okay.
It's more rugged.
Okay.
Yeah. Word of spreading fog throughout Rauda reached his ears, and rumors of undead plaguing the land shrouded in this fog caught his attention. He decided to help the cities where he could, but his own patron called him to venture into Barovia proper to find someone in the town of Krezg. Oh. He got sidetracked on his journey as he ran into 2 Vistani scouts that were actually still looking for Luvash's daughter. They're all still looking for her, right?
It's almost like there could have been a plot point to pursue with that if you cared to. But that's why
fuck Luvash.
Yeah, you guys
We gotta
never
go.
did.
Yep.
You guys never did, but kept interacting with the Vistani. So every time I'm like, well, this is still going.
Right.
Nothing's happened. They're not finding her.
We just keep popping our
It
heads
is what
in.
it is.
You
How's the
guys-
search going, guys?
You guys literally never asked about it or anything. You're like,
Listen,
wow, man,
if
that
Michael
sucks.
couldn't find her, no one could.
That's
okay,
exactly the point.
it's a folly.
How long is she missing for?
At least
at that
2
point,
days.
At that point, it was like, because you guys had heard about it. The first time you heard about it was back in Argynvost Holt. So it was like,
Oh, yeah.
like maybe like 4 days at
Oh,
this
she
point
dead.
at least.
Then see ya.
Dead. Then see ya.
Then
Fuck them
see ya.
kids, right?
We didn't ask. They didn't ask for our help. We
No, they
didn't
didn't.
pry into their business.
there you go.
There is definitely a certain vibe from this group of like, you gotta
Ask.
ask.
Yeah,
You
yeah.
gotta ask. We will not take care of things for you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Which is
Yeah.
fine. I was like, cool, we don't have to pursue that. The poor girl.
Listen, she
Poor
has a
girl.
whole tribe looking for her. Okay,
Right.
if they can't find her,
What good
maybe
are
she
they?
doesn't want to be found.
Right.
Yeah.
Did they ever think of that?
Little
If my
seven.
dad was Luvash, I would also hide.
Yep. That's a good point. That's a good point.
But Michael was not able to help them, and so he decided to continue his journey to Kresk. Considering that the road to Kresk and Mount Gakis,
You got it.
is the same the first few days of travel, we decided to all travel together, and they would part ways on the crossroads. See you at the crossroads.
Very good. Very
Thank
good.
you.
Keep going.
Shortly into their journey, the group saw that within the fog ahead, silhouettes of several staggering figures could be seen walking towards the group. They realized that they were a collection of roughly a dozen shambling zombies.
Nice.
Roughly a dozen.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was a large amount.
Immediately,
That's a
we
horde.
fucking crushed them
Yep.
with many blasts of arcane energy, arrows, and flying thorns. I think that was the first time I used my flying thorns. Or was
Hail of
that-
Thorns.
Yeah.
I think so.
Yeah.
Oh.
Well-placed fireballs, the zombies were no match to the power of our heroes. Inspecting the
No
corpses,
match.
they did not find anything of worth upon them, and they just seemed to be wandering forms in the forest. They were just minding their own business.
And that was the horde.
And,
And
we
we fucking
murdered
killed them,
them.
Right.
That was
That's
the
all
horde.
that happened.
We annihilated
We
That
them.
was
couldn't
the
do
horde.
that, honestly.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that was the horde that the episode is named after.
Yep. Easy peasy.
There we go.
And
Yeah, right.
wrap
Snapped
it
it
up. Continuing their journey, Nereza and Michael had an intense conversation regarding the potential redemption of Nereza in her life. Though both are Asimars, which is pretty rare in Rauda, they're both different types. Michael's a fucking goody two-shoes.
Sure.
He's a protector Asimir and is usually looked fondly upon by celestials and divine entities, while Nereza is a human and has flaws, and that's okay, queen. Okay?
Not human.
You can do whatever. She's trying her best as a non-human.
We're not talking about Nereza anymore, are we?
It's okay.
I'm just
It's
trying
okay.
so
You really
hard
are.
It's
all
okay.
the
You're doing such a
time.
great
It's okay.
job.
You're doing good.
Good.
You're doing like
you're
70%, maybe.
You're okay.
Honestly, C's get degrees, all right? That's the vibe that we're going with
Hell
in the
yeah,
rest of
brother.
our life.
I don't have to.
But so she's a fallen Asimar, and so usually that's a result of previous choices made in an Asimir's life. But redemption can be found for them. Please put your hands above the table.
Sorry, we're touching each other.
Nah, I don't like it.
Yeah, that's what we're worried about.
Sorry, Ken.
Michael encouraged her to not give up, rather to continue fighting the way that she has been, and she can prove that she is worth more than the past she carries. Ooh, I made a
That's
burn
big
the
deep.
bridge in recent episodes about getting my wings at that point. Oh shit!
It's never too late.
Oh shit!
Stuff happens.
Fuck! Oh god damn it!
It's never too late.
All right.
Never too
As
late.
evening came, Andre created his tiny hut, which seeing it spelt out now reminds me of Pizza Hut.
It is.
For the group to
No one
rest
out
in.
Andre's the hut.
Yeah, it's true.
Lord Farquaad, Nereza, and Michael woke as soon as they heard familiar noises on the road ahead. It was the sound of many zombies walking slowly along the road, but they could see that it was not the scattered dozen. Rather, they could make out hundreds of them walking towards the group.
I would also like to point out that Nereza awoke to her intense emotions, but disregarded that for the rest of forever.
Yep. No one. She did not bring it up. That's what woke her up.
Crazy.
Yep.
You were saying.
Emotions.
Nereza and I are so similar.
Oblivious.
We awoke the rest of the group as the zombies got closer. Andre woke and made a little bit of noise in the process.
What noise you make?
Yeah, I think you guys got it. That's about right.
It's iconic.
I fucking hated you. Oh my god. Causing some of the zombies to gravitate towards their invisible dome. The zombies could not get in due to the nature of the spell, but now the group was surrounded by the horde that was trying to make their way into the dome. Although unsettling, they knew they were protected from these forms. As they discussed how to approach the situation, they were uncertain what could have caused this circumstance. So as all the zombies are on all sides, some pushing to get in, others simply walking by, in the midst of their conversation, the dome vanished.
Hell yeah.
Why did it leave?
Why did it leave?
Yeah.
It was
Because Andre's back was to the door and be like, they can't come in. They can't come in.
Yeah.
And they were like, oh yeah? Find a mechanic.
perfect.
They're right
Andre's
behind me,
right.
aren't they?
They can't get in. They can't get in.
Yeah.
They're in. They're in.
They're in, boys.
Run.
It was determined that it had to have been a dispel magic, and this was
Oh, okay.
as we go more into the episode. The thing is that this was an ambush. This was a well-placed trap.
It was a moosh boosh.
Basically trying to identify where exactly on the road is the hut, because no one can see it.
Oh, I see.
And so zombies circling around it, suddenly
Makes it
now
easier.
there's
Yeah.
a big
Okay.
They were thinking to themselves, man, if only someone would just wake up and scream really loud so we know we're doing. Ah!
Well, they were gonna walk,
Hey!
they were gonna walk towards you guys anyway, but it
Just
wasn't gonna
what
be
time?
like they were gonna be pushing towards
Yeah.
it. So it ended up being that
You
there
made
was
them
actually like
funnel
some coming towards
into
you.
a cone.
That battle was going to happen.
Yeah, that's what the person who causes the battle always says.
That's true. That's
gonna
true.
happen?
David caused
guys.
the fucking battle.
I'm
causes
not
everything
I'm
in
not
the
in the
game.
game.
He's the
I'm
one
not
running
in
it.
the
Oh,
game.
You are the game.
Contrary to
You
popular
are
belief,
the game.
I am not in the game. I'm
are the
just-
game.
No, I'm not. I'm just an
He-
unbiased entity
totally
overseeing
unbiased.
it. I'm not in the
Oh.
game, by the way.
David is the wind
Totally unbiased.
and the dirt between our toes.
I am not.
David?
He is, though.
And
David
the
is the
wind
fucking
beneath our
wind. The wind
wings.
kicking up dust into our faces every
He-
day.
Skeletal wings. in his case.
He lifts us up so that we can stand on mountains.
You don't,
Yeah.
you don't believe
He
that.
lifts us up on Eagle's wings.
Yes. To be more than we thought we could be.
Absolutely.
All right, so
Is the
because huh?
Oh, sorry. I thought we were done.
Nope.
It felt like we take a long detour.
Yeah.
No, it's all good.
We did. We.
My bad.
But
You
now
just
we're
yelled
getting back
at
on
me.
the road.
Sorry.
Yeah, we're getting back. Yeah. So
Hey, is the episode over?
Fuck you. Because of this whole thing, obviously we started fighting immediately. No abilities were held back in this encounter as massive spheres of overwhelming radiant energy slammed into massive sections of the horde from Steven. The holy symbol of Ravenkind was utilized by Irina for the first time, causing many of the zombies immediately to begin fleeing. Massive bolts of lightning were summoned from the sky. I remember that was pretty cool. Yeah.
Lord Farquaad
By
really had to
fucking
do that.
Lord Farquaad crashed into the horde. Nereza and Ismark just had sharp sticks, so
You guys are waiting on the inside.
they're just everyone else is like causing nature to move around them, and we're like, it's pointy.
That is the downside of being the only melee character and a party of spellcasters.
Yeah. Flurry of cold, intense energy originating from Casimir's hands were blasted towards yet another section, freezing many of them in place.
That's a
A
cool
massive
Close.
wall of fire was summoned by Michael to create a ring to protect the group from the still marching zombies.
Ring of Flames.
Before
Johnny Cash.
summoning a great sword from thin air, while Timothy released a burst of purple energy through the fire and into the zombies, incapacitating
They were
many
so
more.
stunned.
They were.
Oh, they had no idea what was it.
And My sword just seems so little when it's all listed like that.
And her sword too. At the very end.
Your sword did great.
The group stood and watched as the zombies continued to push through the wall of fire, many burning and falling onto the floor. Upon getting through, others managed to survive, allowing the party to swiftly deal with them in their weakened forms. Michael suddenly ejected 2 large gold angelic wings from his back before flying above the wall.
Oh, he flew around
Ooh.
like a...
We can all fly. It's not a thing.
Sure.
If the Don Daddy wanted us to fly, he would have given us wings. All right.
Give you wings. There's just skeleton. Because you fell.
Okay. From heaven. Yes, I understand that.
Oh.
Looking around, Michael could see
Down the
that many.
stairs. Yeah.
You fell and broke your wings, and then you can't fly.
Michael could see that many of the immediate zombies were destroyed, while others were fleeing, frozen, or incapacitated. As he was hovering above the crowd, the group below watched as his angelic form became black momentarily. Because he was so high up in the sky. From a bead of energy slammed into his side, at the moment sourceless. The group waited amongst the wall of fire as the zombies no longer were coming through, but clearly something else was amongst the chaos. As the wall of fire came down, from the nearby trees came a beam of red energy that impacted into the group. A fireball.
Hell yeah,
Classic.
brother. Classic.
Now singed, the party turned their attention towards the forest. Andre could just barely make out the shapes of multiple humanoid figures amongst the trees that were clearly not zombies.
Yep.
He then set the nearby forest on fire with his own fireball, trying to eliminate these assailants. Casimir followed in Andre's steps.
Yep.
Always a leader.
As always.
Yep.
Following the attempts at locating the figures in the forest,
That's me.
injuring them where they could, some of the figures darted into the light of the battle, showing themselves as familiar vampiric forms, seeming heavily injured from the proximity of the Sword of Sunlight. Hey!
You did something.
You did something.
You did something.
Yay.
3 of these figures were now in immediate melee combat with the group, as one figure stayed within the forest, casting spells where they could. Michael took another opportunity to fly
You could just do that.
into the burning forest to confront the figure who had not yet come out. Bringing his greatsword out, he found that the figure was pale, cloaked, and breathing heavily, looking eye to eye with Michael, unfamiliar to him. With 2 heavy impacts, blood spilled from the cloaked man, rage filled his eyes, and still standing and looking with malice towards Michael. Despite the rage, the figure took his next chance to begin dashing away with inhuman speed from the battle, seeming to flee. Like one might say, a little bitch.
A little bit.
Yes, sir.
Though they tried to chase after him, the figure was too quick and managed to disappear within the forest.
Yep.
Which one?
The group quickly finished off the remaining vampires and looked to the immense carnage of this encounter. That forest must have been fucked up.
Dude, that whole section, I thought about it when writing the script. That, not just the forest,
No.
which is still now on fire.
Yeah.
But that entire section of road.
The whole
Just
ecosystem
gone.
fucked
Massive
Gone.
craters from the lightning that was called down. A whole section of it was frozen over. More
Oh, yeah.
explosions throughout the whole thing.
up. There's some pretty lights from me.
It worked. It worked well. You had a ton of them.
We survived the ambush and demolished the zombies. Exhausted watching the forest burn around them, Andre began reconstructing his hut amongst all the corpses. As the group went to rest, there was an underlying thought that everyone had, that the figure who must have ran had to have been Strahd himself.
Bum, bum.
And that's all that happened.
That's all that happened.
That's all.
That's all.
That's all that happened.